Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Beautiful Day podcast. I am your host, Lexyy, and before we get into this video, you guys already know I gotta hit you with the intro. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's another beautiful day. Go out today and do something positive and make it count. And let's remember to always to stress less and enjoy life more. Why? Because he gave us another day to get it right. He gave us another day to get it right. Yes. Before we get into this video too, make sure you follow us on all our social medias, which would be Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Another Beautiful Day podcast, and show us some love over there. When we're not posting on here, we're totally always posting on there. You feel me? Yes, I am super excited. We are in episode 5. Episode 5. Yeah. I'm super excited. I hope that you guys enjoyed episode 4. Man, that was a good one. But listen, this one is even a better one. This one is even, in between. We'll let you guys decide. Anywho, let's get into it already. We're talking about circles, friend circles. Listen, we all have calling on our lives. We do. We all have calling on our lives. And I come to the realization that when we have a calling on our lives, everybody is not accepting to the calling on your life. And when I say everybody, I mean your circle. And we're going to start off by talking about Jesus. I think Jesus set the example with his disciples. They had to respect the calling on his life. Even Jesus' parents, they had to respect the calling on his life. When the mother and the father had lost Jesus, they wasn't sure where Jesus was, but when they found him, he said, "Mother, didn't you know I was about my what? My Father's business." Hey, his mom couldn't do nothing else but what? Accept his calling. And so that's what it is here. I think a lot of times we are so always trying to fix ourselves to kind of benefit our friend circle or the people around us. But no, I'm not finna demise my calling on my life to impress anyone or to make the people around me feel good about themselves. No, my calling is my calling, and it's my calling because he gave it my calling. But here's the thing, even in what you're calling, you want to make sure that you have these type of people around you. 1, people that understand your calling. 2, people that support your calling. And 3, those who are going to help you and encourage you with your calling. Because you could have a group of people who do not support, who do not accept, and who do not help you or support you with your calling. Which is cool, it's cool. But it's important that you have those type of people around you who respect your calling and the calling that God has over your life. And also pour into your calling. So that brings me to your friend circle. I realize that sometimes you have to let people go in order to walk in the things that God had for you in life. Because everybody is not meant to go where you are going. God has us all on a level in which, sometimes we surpass people in levels. And sometimes people can't always go with us in the level in which we're trying to go. So sometimes it's not say of goodbye or I don't want to be your friend, but it's a level of, hey, God is calling me to a different level in which you're on right now, and so I have to be elevated without you. Not to demise our friendship or say that, nah, I don't want to be friends, but just respecting the level in which God has put me in a position where he wants me to move, and I just can't take certain people with me, or you just can't take certain people with you when you move. You get what I'm saying? You just can't. And a lot of times people try to take people with them that aren't meant to be in the position in which they're in. And so when you get in that area, it's kind of faulty because you got people in your boat that's not supposed to be in your boat. In a sense to say. So with Jesus and the disciples, they respected his calling. They knew his calling. They knew what God had told him to do. And it was a choice to, are we going to follow him, or we're not going to listen to God and we're going to do what we want to do? So they followed him. The disciples followed Jesus. And you see how they all had his back just in certain certain situations in the Bible, like that had his back. Even when they were on the boat, in that situation, like, even though it was like they had each other back. Like Jesus had their back, they had Jesus back. In a sense, like when Jesus was working miracles, his friends was there. They had his back. They ain't let nothing happen to him. They was just there. And I feel like those are the type of friends that you want to have around you, that's going to support you in what you're doing, but also have your back. Like, hey, if I'm falling a little bit, you're going to push me back up. If I start to lean left, you're going to push me back up. You got my back. I know that when I'm with you, ain't nothing going to happen. I know that we good. I know that, we solid. We got a solid foundation. But you got to be mindful of the people who also that can be in your circle as if they support what you're doing and not necessarily support what you're doing. I want to say that it was Peter who denied Jesus 3 times. You're going to have some people in your circle that when they not around you, they talk about you to other people. Hey, this, woo, woo, woo. You're going to have them type of people, but then when they come in your face, it's like, but you got to have a discernment for the people around you. But I feel like this, when you seek God for the people that he want to have around you, because if you seek God for the friends that you want around you, God will place those friends around you so that you'll know that this is the group of people that God gave me, because everything will just be solid. Everything will flow the way it needs to flow. I know personally me, I want people around me that are going to feed me scripture, are going to speak life into me, that are going to give me the word, that are going to keep me on the right path, as well as me do vice versa for them, supposed to it being a lopsided relationship. I also want a friendship where I'm just not the only person bringing something to the table, but in actuality, sometimes God may make you the person that's always bringing something to the table, because it's something that you can give to that other person that they can't give to you. So and two, you want a group of friends that you're able to pray with, talk about God with, laugh about God with, but also enjoy Christ together. It's hard to do that. It's hard to follow in your calling when you have friends who are still in the world, because it's like your mindset is this and their mindset is that, whereas you don't necessarily drink anymore, but they're drinking, and so now it makes you feel some type of way, or makes you feel uncomfortable to be around them because they're doing that. And sometimes they feel uncomfortable, but sometimes you got that friend that really don't care. So it's all in just respecting your calling. But I think that when you respect your calling on your life, then those around you will respect the calling on your life, and so there won't be any type of turbulence when it comes to your calling, your friend circle, the people around you. And I just like the fact that Jesus had so much respect for his disciples, basically his friends, because here's the thing, I have so much respect for them, because it was like wherever Jesus went, they went. Wherever Jesus went, they went. And it's like, too, like the way they came to him, like the way they all came to him, like they always in the middle of doing stuff. Like I believe Peter was like fishing. Somebody was fishing, and they just end up dropping their net and following Jesus. And it's like, wow, like y'all don't even really know this man, but God told you about this man, and so you just follow. So when you see, and because they followed Jesus and they was with Jesus, like they was blessed too. So it's not like, okay, you leaving your purpose behind, but because you saw my gift and you saw what God was doing for me, you see, oh, if I attach myself to her or I attach myself to him, that God's going to do the same thing for me. It's true. It's like when God blesses the head, then it's like overflow into those who are connected to that person. Right? So if you connected to a person that's sowing good, that's following what God told them to follow, and you supporting them in what God told you to do, then the blessing gonna fall on you too. So I'm like, I really love the fact that the disciples was just there for Jesus. Like, whatever he needed, even getting food, whatever he needed, they're concerned for him. And you want people around you like that, like they're concerned for you. Hey, you good? You all right? When they could just feel when something off with you. Hey, you all right? You good? Supposed to somebody that truly don't care about you. You want people around you that truly care about you, and you have your best intentions at heart. That's why it's important that you allow God to pick your circle and not you, because if we picking our own self, we're not going to pick those people that are going to support us. And we're not going to pick those people that are going to, push us in the right direction. I know for myself that I used to hang around people who really didn't want much out of life, didn't really want to do anything with life. And so they had that spirit of laziness, and so I began to be lazy and not want to do anything, and was just always being negative because I was hanging around negative people. So eventually, what's going to happen, that negative spirit going to jump on you, and you going to start to be negative. And my mindset just began to change, because I was like, I want more out of life. I really want to be successful, and being so, I need to surround myself around people who are striving to be successful. I wanted to be more go deeper as far as God and have a better relationship with God. So what does that mean? I need to connect my people who are going down that road of connecting themselves and trying to go deeper in God too. And so it's all about wanting better for yourself, but God wanting better for you as well. You can't settle for just any type of person in your circle. You can't. I don't care I don't care how long you known them. I don't care if y'all grew up since y'all was children. Sometimes you gotta let them people go. Sometimes you gotta let them people go to get the best out of what God is trying to give you. Especially if God say, hey, look, I'm trying to do something in your life. I gotta let you go. But then you don't want friends in your circle that ain't supporting you. And it ain't until you become successful at whatever it is God has blessed you with that they want to come back around, and it's like, nah, I'm all right. But I think that you just got to be mindful of the people that you have around you in your circle. So I suggest you sometimes you got to reevaluate your friend circle. And I'm not saying like monthly. Let me say that monthly. You should reevaluate your friend circle monthly. Why do I say that? Because sometimes people change in months. Just like you change, people change. So it should be like a monthly thing where you reevaluate your friend circle. Say, hey, God, okay, I know you brought these people around me, but some people's season can be up. And God said, okay, well, I only needed them in your life for this point of season. Now it's time for me to take you to a different level. I elevate you with another group of people. Boop, 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 boop. And sometimes you can't take dead weight with you. Sometimes friends are just dead weight, pulling you down, not willing to change. I want a group of people that see me changing and want to change too. I want a group of people that see me succeeding and want to succeed too. I want to see people see me pushing and want to push too. I don't want to just be in your friend circle. You don't just want to be the only one eating, and growing. You want potential friends that can eat and grow with you too. But sometimes it don't always happen like that. And that's even with family. a lot of times people say, well, it's my family, it's my family. I understand it's your family, but hey, if God say you got to let go that family member or that family or that person, who you going to choose? Then it's a point of where's your heart? Where's your mind? You going to do what you want to do because that's your family? Or you going to do what God want to do because he got more for you? And it might be a reason we never know why God does what he does. But we have to know it's because it's a reason. We don't always know the reason. We don't always understand why. But it's for a reason. And it's all in trusting God to say, hey, God, I don't know why you're removing this person out of my life, but I know that it's for a reason and I trust you. Or, hey, God, really let me know if this person is for me, if this first person is going to be beneficial to what you are doing in my life. And God will do what he does best. He'll either remove the person or draw the person closer and show you that that person is meant to be there. But it's all in seeking God and to say, hey, is this the friendship or the circle of people that you have for me? And I think that the disciples that followed Jesus did a very, very good job of showing their loyalty to Jesus and the calling that God had on his life. It's just, it's a good example to just show that they respected Jesus' calling. So I'm going to ask you, look at your friend circle. Look at your friend circle. Look at your family. Look at the people around you. Do they respect the calling on your life and what God is calling you to? Are they willing to walk with you like the disciples walked with Jesus? Are they willing to support you like the disciples supported Jesus? And do they have your best interest at heart like the disciples had Jesus? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. And if not, ask God. And he'll do it. He'll fix it. He'll figure it out. He'll handle it. He'll place the people around you that need to be around you. So, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So if you guys enjoyed this podcast, you enjoyed this episode, you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you following us on all our social media so you can stay up to date on everything we're doing as far as the podcast. I'm super excited to be able to share my knowledge with you guys and just share what God has downloaded in me, because it's not easy, but God makes it easy. So if you guys enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Just show me some love. And stay tuned, because there is so much more to come. This is just the beginning for this podcast. And again, until we meet again, peace, love, and happiness. Yes. And if nobody has told you today, I want you to know that I love